Hi guys, my name is Ella and I'm here with a story time about how I quit my very first nursing job. So let's just get straight into the video. Okay, so boom. I didn't pass the NCLEX on my first try. So let me think. I took the NCLEX in like February or March, didn't pass because I got into a really bad car accident. So I had to retake it in like end of April and May because you have to wait a little bit. So I had gotten a job, but I had to let that job go because of the fact that I didn't pass my NCLEX. So after I passed my NCLEX, I'm so psyched, I'm so happy. I'm like, I'm ready to be a nurse. Like, I'm just gonna take whatever job is willing to take me because I had another job in September. So from May, June, July, August, I just needed a job, you know, so that I'm working. At this point, I'm broke. I haven't been working, I've just been studying for the NCLEX. So I went on Google and I typed in new nursing jobs and a whole bunch of jobs popped up. Med-surg. I'm like, your girl's not working med-surg because, and I'm not bashing anyone that does, but I can't because it's just too tiring and I've heard too many stories about med-surg. So I'm thinking, okay, what is something easy that I could do for the meantime until I start my other job in September? And I'm like, ding, 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 psych nurse. Psych nurse is so easy in my mind. I had worked with a girl for 7 years with cerebral palsy. She was kind of like a psych patient, but she really wasn't because she was like well managed. So I saw this psych job and I applied for it. No cap, I want to say less than 24 hours later, these people are calling me for an interview. And that should have been a warning sign because it's like, why y'all need nurses that bad that like you're not even gonna wait like 2 days to call me back? But you know, at the time I'm like, I need a job, I'm broke, you know, I'm ready to be a nurse, whatever, you know, boom. So I bombed the phone interview, they gave me an offer and they're like, you know, and I told them like I can start ASAP, I want to start ASAP. So they but then did I ask to do a share day? I'm not sure if I asked to do a share day or not. I'm not sure, but that's another tip. Before you start a job, make sure you guys do a share day because if I would have done a couple days on that unit, I would have known that unit was not for me. But boom, whatever, I need money. So orientation. This is the second red flag, you guys. During orientation, we had to learn all these things. You know, how to you know, shield yourself and how to protect yourself if someone hits you and spits on you. It was like all this stuff. And I'm like, are we fighting in Iraq or are we gonna be like, am I gonna be a nurse? Because I don't get the point of me having to learn all these things. I didn't really think that my patients were gonna be that aggressive. I was very wrong. So, you know, I'm asking some of the people, because some of the people that were in orientation were people that had worked there and come back. I'm like, oh, how's my unit? You know, how's my unit? And they're like, like they didn't say it was good or bad. They were just like, just go and experience it. It could be good for you. That was the third red flag. No one had really nothing good to say about my unit. So boom, orientation is finished. I'm so psyched. I can't wait to go on my unit. I'm so excited to be a nurse. I posted my badge on Instagram. And honestly, the first week working there was fine. I didn't feel like I was getting taught a lot. I was on my preceptor schedule, but I also worked 2 16s and an 8, and my preceptor got off at 3. So it was a lot of confusion. I didn't feel like I was being taught the way that I should have. I was really confused. Even when I was working there, I felt like, you know, I wasn't really learning much, but that's beyond me. So I think things started going downhill when I took a therapeutic communications class and I didn't pass the class because they felt like my therapeutic communication wasn't good enough. So I basically said, you know, if you guys felt like I didn't pass the class, why would you guys make me take that class for 3 days? Why is it not day 1 or 2? You guys would have corrected me and told me, you know, this is how you need to say it, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. I didn't feel like really arguing with them much. I'm like, okay, fine, I will retake the class. But even before then, I was working on the unit. I wasn't really happy. The girls were always fighting each other. I was always having to break up fights. The girls were so disrespectful to staff. It was just craziness every single day that I used to get on the unit. I was becoming kind of depressed. I really, really did not. I used to dread going to work. I couldn't stand going to work. I couldn't wait until I was getting off. You know what I mean? So I was very unhappy, but I'm like, listen, I have to thug this out because I have another job in September. So fast forward, one of the nurses, my charge nurse, pulled me to the side. They were like, well, somebody said that you told one of the girls, another girl, to fight. And I was like, excuse me, like that's something, like that's not even in my character, you know what I mean? Like that's not what happened. So I confronted the person who said it, because I knew the person who said it, and she was like, oh no, I was just like, bro, whatever. But I think that was the start of kind of like them saying things about me and them kind of feeling like I just wasn't competent. You know, I was also very young as well, and I feel like sometimes when we're younger nurses, we just feel like we're not competent, we don't have the skill, you know, we don't know what we're doing. So that was like the 5th red flag. So finally, one day, I had did something that I wasn't supposed to do, but it wasn't something that was so crazy outrageous. I would say it's something that like someone who's a new nurse or someone who is new to a facility, they don't really know the protocols would have done. So that happened, nothing bad happened, everyone was safe and stuff like that. I want to say less than 45 minutes, my manager calls me into her office and she's like, she's with another, black woman, which I thought was so weird because it's like, are you with another black woman because I'm black and you're like, that was just weird too. And one day I'll touch on the racism in healthcare, but that's just for another day, whatever. So she goes, tell me what happened today, like so rudely. And I'm like, oh, this and this happened, blah, blah, this and this happened. I'm so sorry, you know, I made a mistake. I made sure to quickly correct it. So she's like, you know what, Ella, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this. And I'm just like, hold on, run that back turbo, because all these things you're saying, I don't even remember, I don't recollect me doing it. And if I did do it, why don't you guys correct me or take me to the side and let me know that I did it, because I'm always willing to learn new things and I'm always willing to learn and stuff like that. Like, why are you now telling me when another situation happens? So she runs down this whole list and she's like, and then she ends with, you know what? I don't know, I'm doing a London accent. She's not from London. She's like, you know what? I don't think you're a good fit for this unit. And she was like, you know what? I'm gonna take all these complaints to human resources and I'm gonna let human resource decide what they're gonna do. So I'm like, you don't think I'm a good fit for the unit? Well, you know what? I don't feel comfortable going back on your unit and working since you don't feel like I'm a good fit for the unit. So today will actually be my last day working here. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get my stuff, and I'm gonna clock out. And yeah, I'm actually fine. I actually don't wanna work here anymore. So she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, if you don't think I'm a good fit for the unit, I don't feel comfortable going back and working on the unit. I don't know if someone else is gonna say something else about me. I don't know if I'm gonna make another mistake and be ridiculed for it. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just don't feel comfortable. So she said, okay. So I went back. I'm grabbing my bag. I'm trying to hold back the tears because I didn't even know what was happening. Everything was happening so fast. Sis is behind me telling me, you need to go. You need to go. You can't just be I'm like, I'm grabbing my stuff, because I had a little cubby. I grabbed my stuff. I'm still trying to hold back tears. She escorts me downstairs like I'm some criminal. And then I walk out the doors and I started busting out crying. Guys, I want to tell you guys, I felt so defeated. Like, no one wants to leave a job like that, you know what I mean? And it was my first nursing job. I was so excited and I felt like, dang, I couldn't even keep this job for 3 months. This is psych, this is supposed to be the easiest, the easiest specialty. But I had to quit, you know what I mean? So I remember calling my mom. My mom's like, girl, whatever, people have to quit jobs all the time. I remember I was just so sad. I didn't know what I was gonna do for 3 months, where I was gonna work for the next 3 months. So I ended up finding another job, and then finally, I'm at my dream job, Howard University Hospital. I love the hospital so much. I cannot wait to go to work. I wake up every day happy to go to work. My preceptors are amazing. My managers are amazing. I feel so supported as a new nurse. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little story time about that, about how I kind of had to quit. And I just wanted to give you guys encouragement. Don't feel like bad for leaving somewhere that you don't feel fulfilled. If I would have stayed there, I would have still been miserable and thinking that, it's me, there's something wrong with me. At my new job, like, they love me. My manager literally called me a visionary the other day. She literally said, she loves my work ethic. Whereas another job told me that they don't feel like I was a good fit for the unit. You know what I mean? And I'm in completely different specialties. I'm not in psych anymore. So, I'm just saying this to say, if something is not befitting you, be willing to walk away, because there's always better. And you know, as a new nurse, you gotta follow your heart. Don't feel like you have to be stuck somewhere. So that's my story time about how I got fired/quit. I kind of like sped through it because I don't want this video to be really long, but more story times to come, because I feel like my life is like a freaking movie. I don't know why I have all these freaking things going on, but I have so many other things to share with you guys. If you ever had to quit a job as a nurse, comment below. Let me hear you guys' stories. I'm so excited to be bringing you guys so much nursing content, travel, this, this. Make sure you guys follow me on my Instagram, and I'll see you guys in my next video.